our avalanche back. It's been 6 months or so. My son went a little long on it this time. He was going out to school and wasn't really checking the oil too much, and it went a little bit low in oil, which, I've been noticing for this last batch of Restore and Protect. It's been drinking a little bit of oil, and this engine really never drank oil, so that was very unusual. So we're going to get it up in the air. We're going to get her drained, take a look at that filter. I'm curious. And then we're going to switch this one over to a Mobile 1 Advanced Clean and see if Mobile 1 does better with reducing the consumption. For those who've seen this engine before, it did not have an oil leak. So we're definitely leaking oil from above. My guess is it's going to be the pressure sending unit. It's leaking up there, so we're going to have to get back and go deal with that at a later time. Right now we don't have time to deal with that, but maybe that's why we're consuming oil, unfortunately, is not actually consumption, but unfortunately the actual leak situation that's going on. So maybe that has nothing to do with anything when it comes to that. I've heard a few of you complaining that Restore and Protect is causing oil leaks, so, but this looks like a sending unit. There's just an O-ring that goes bad on these, so we'll deal with that next time the truck is back. My guess is that's where that oil leak from up above is coming from. This is kind of an unusual situation. I mean, unusual in the fact that usually my son tells me about these sort of things. So, anyway, not a big deal. We'll go ahead and get this oil plug off. We had to replace this oil pan not long ago because before we got the truck, well, when my son had it, he took it to an oil change place when my other son was driving the truck. Took an oil change place up north, and they decided to cross thread this oil pan, which kind of sucks because the oil pan really didn't need to get replaced, other than the fact that somebody cross threaded the bolt here. Man, this thing came off kind of difficult, but it's okay. That is black oil. All right, so let this drain. We'll put a new filter on her, and we'll get up there and take a look at what's going on. Alrighty, so they're all drained up here. One good thing about these GM trucks, and I know I've commented before, that's gonna go the right way, is you don't really need a lift with them. If you already have the truck up in the air a little bit, this has a front end lift, and it gives it just enough lift in the front that you're able to get under here with a drain pan and take care of business. So that's nice. Alrighty, so and here, filter removal tool. I haven't been using this lately. I've been using the claws, and honestly, you should have been using this because this is way easier to use to get in here. And I lied. That's why I wasn't using it, because this wasn't fitting in there. All right, let me go get the claws. I was like trying to remember. I'm like, why did I not use this last time? That's why, because it didn't fit. All right. You guys gonna see everything I do as I do it, so sometimes I make mistakes. Ooh. We got that off there. Good. We were using the Valvoline filter last time. I'm out of these. Wasn't really impressed by these filters that came from Valvoline. They were kind of cheap, honestly, is what the best description I could put of them. While that's draining out, we're going to grab the other tool. Let's go ahead and cut that filter open so we can take a look inside. Try not to get oil over the floor. Alright, let's try. Okay, so we're done here. I'm going to wipe her all off. Again, we're kind of on a time crunch today, so we'll have to deal with that oil leak next time in the next couple of weeks here. It's not bad enough where it's pouring out, but it's definitely leaking, and it's going to cause a problem for the future, so we definitely want to deal with that. Again, we're using our Pure Later filters. A lot of you have been asking where I've been getting these from. There's an app, and again, they don't pay me or anything, but it's called Slick Deals, and a lot of times I find a lot of good automotive stuff on there. They take a commission, but honestly, the deals are so good, I don't care if they take a commission. But they tell me when these oil filters go on sale, and when a bunch of other stuff goes on sale, including oil, and a lot of times I get these filters for like $2 to $3 a piece. It's pretty dang good. So we'll take our filter over here and cut it open. Okay, Alrighty. Hopefully this sun difference here is not... Ooh. You guys see that? There's some junk in here. Sorry for the cut. I don't want it to abruptly cut our video here, so the Meta glasses are great, but they cut off at 3 minutes unless you're streaming, which I don't do. And yeah, anyway, these filters are terribly thick either. They're kind of like the Mobile One filters, so they're kind of thin. Okay. Whew. This is pretty nasty. Our drain back valve full of sludge. Huh. That fall in there, or was it already in there? There. A lot of people ask too, if it's normal for the sludge to end up in here, and yes, it absolutely is normal for the sludge to end up in here. This sludge is what is the suspended varnish and buildup and crap that ends up in the engine, ends up suspended, and it's too big to pass through the oil filter. This filter doesn't look bad at all. There's no sparklies in it, which is good, no glitter, but it definitely was at the end of its life. There's no doubt about that. So we did this right in the nick of time. No problem there. Oops. Definitely nasty. This engine was very clean before when we checked it last time. So actually, you know what? Gotta take that drain plug off. We didn't look inside the engine, so let me go do that really quick. Sorry about that. I almost missed going in here. And again, this scope, it'll be in the description. I really like it. It goes all 4 different directions. A lot of people are asking about it. And it's like the cheapest I was able to find them everywhere else is like $200 to $300. And this one's only like 130 bucks. So you can't beat that. So take a look inside. Start getting a nasty reflection here. Nice, and it looks pretty good in there. All things considered, it's really clean. I apologize, it's got a lot of glare out here, so I'm hoping you can see what I'm seeing, but besides dirty oil, she looks really good inside, which is what we expect. I'm going to do something a little bit different with this engine. A couple of you guys have been asking, can we mix the Mobile One with the Restore and Protect? And you know what? We're going to go ahead and do that with this engine. I think it's a good experiment. I like the idea. We'll see if it does any difference. We have enough vehicles right now running on the Restore and Protect. Restore and Protect to go ahead and justify doing a different kind of experiment to see if this acts any differently. We can't really pay attention too much to the consumption. Well, I think I'm going to get to replacing this oil pressure sending unit sooner than later, so I think that won't matter because we'll have this oil leak under control, so that won't be a determining factor. And I'll go ahead and make sure we're topped off after I do that, so it's not going to affect whether the oil level changes at all. It won't make any difference. Alrighty, so crank that bad boy on, put the struck in the ground, and we'll fill her up with oil. Alrighty, so we're going to mix the Mobile One and the Valvoline Restore and Protect. This is kind of residual oil from my other oil changes that you've probably already seen. If you're interested in any other projects that are going on, there are currently, I think we're up to 4 cars right now on Restore and Protect, and actually 5 on Restore and Protect, and there's 2 in here, so that makes 3. We have 5 on Restore and Protect, and now we have 3 or 4 now, 4 I think now, including this one on Valvoline. So lots of tests going on. Oil analysis are coming back. We're waiting on those, and we'll see where we're at. So this puts about 3.5 quarts of the Mobile One in. So now we're going to add another 3.5 quarts of the Restore and Protect. All right, we have 7 quarts in there. We'll get her started. You notice that we didn't pre-fill the filter. There's no knocking, no sense of any sort of oil being low. So you guys in the comments about pre-filling oil filters, I don't think it makes a difference. All right, go ahead and shut her off. This truck has never had a pre-filled oil filter, and we're pushing 200,000 miles right now on it. This engine runs just fine, no problem. except for that fan. That fan don't sound too healthy, but otherwise she sounds great. All right, we'll check our oil level here. And we're right on the money. Perfect. Good. Alrighty. So we'll go ahead and reset our change oil light on this bad boy. And we'll see her here in a couple of months. We'll see how she's doing. We'll give you a status alert. I'll do an update on when I replace that sensor. But thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share. The channel's growing tremendously. The more you guys subscribe and watch, the more I can make a reason to make videos. I do have a normal everyday job, so this gives me a reason to share this with you. Thanks again. Have a great day.